1. Biblical view, friendship, 8a, Proverbs 22:24-25 New Living Translation, NLT 24 Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, 25 Or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul. 2. What does a bad friend look like? A. Ahithophel. Ahithophel, King David's betrayer, he befriends an enemy who wanted to overthrow the kingdom. He was also David's trusted counselor, but he gives lousy advice and spread rumors about the king. 2. Let us choose our friends wisely. At 1. 2 Samuel 16:15-17:23 New Living Translation, NLT. 1. Ahithophel advises Absalom. 15 Meanwhile, Absalom and all the army of Israel arrived at Jerusalem, accompanied by Ahithophel. 16 When David's friend Hushai the Archite arrived, he went immediately to see Absalom. "Long live the king," he exclaimed. "Long live the king." 17 Is this the way you treat your friend David? Absalom asked him. "Why aren't you with him?" 18 I'm here because I belong to the man who is chosen by the Lord and by all the men of Israel, Hushai replied. 19 And anyway, why shouldn't I serve you? Just as I was your father's advisor, now I will be your advisor. 20 Then Absalom turned to Ahithophel and asked him, "What should I do next?" 21 Ahithophel told him, "Go and sleep with your father's concubines, for he has left them here to look after the palace. Then all Israel will know that you have insulted your father beyond hope of reconciliation, and they will throw their support to you." 22 So they set up a tent on the palace roof where everyone could see it, and Absalom went in and had sex with his father's concubines. 23 Absalom followed Ahithophel's advice, just as David had done. For every word Ahithophel spoke seemed as wise as though it had come directly from the mouth of God. 17 Now Ahithophel urged Absalom, "Let me choose 12,000 men to start out after David tonight. 2 I will catch up with him while he is weary and discouraged. He and his troops will panic, and everyone will run away. Then I will kill only the king. 3 And I will bring all the people back to you as a bride returns to her husband. After all, it is only one man's life that you seek. Then you will be at peace with all the people." For this plan seemed good to Absalom and to all the elders of Israel. 2. Hushai counters Ahithophel's advice. 5 But then Absalom said, "Bring in Hushai the Archite. Let's see what he thinks about this." 6 When Hushai arrived, Absalom told him what Ahithophel had said. Then he asked, "What is your opinion? Should we follow Ahithophel's advice? If not, what do you suggest?" 7 Well, Hushai replied to Absalom, "This time Ahithophel has made a mistake. 8 You know your father and his men, they are mighty warriors. Right now they are as enraged as a mother bear who has been robbed of her cubs. And remember that your father is an experienced man of war. He won't be spending the night among the troops. 9 He has probably already hidden in some pit or cave. And when he comes out and attacks and a few of your men fall, there will be panic among your troops, and the word will spread that Absalom's men are being slaughtered. 10 Then even the bravest soldiers, though they have the heart of a lion, will be paralyzed with fear. For all Israel knows what a mighty warrior your father is and how courageous his men are. 11 I recommend that you mobilize the entire army of Israel, bringing them from as far away as Dan in the north and Beersheba in the south. That way you will have an army as numerous as the sand on the seashore. And I advise that you personally lead the troops. 12 When we find David, we'll fall on him like dew that falls on the ground. Then neither he nor any of his men will be left alive. 13 And if David were to escape into some town, you will have all Israel there at your command. Then we can take ropes and drag the walls of the town into the nearest valley until every stone is torn down." 14 That Absalom and all the men of Israel said, "Hushai's advice is better than Ahithophel's." For the Lord had determined to defeat the counsel of Ahithophel, which really was the better plan, so that he could bring disaster on Absalom. 3. Hushai warns David to escape. 15 Hushai told Zadok and Abiathar, the priests, what Ahithophel had said to Absalom and the elders of Israel and what he himself had advised instead. 16 Quick. He told them, "Find David and urge him not to stay at the shallows of the Jordan River tonight. He must go across at once into the wilderness beyond. Otherwise he will die and his entire army with him." 17 Jonathan and Ahimaaz had been staying at En Rogel so as not to be seen entering and leaving the city. Arrangements had been made for a servant girl to bring them the message they were to take to King David. 18 But a boy spotted them at En Rogel, and he told Absalom about it. So they quickly escaped to Bahurim, where a man hid them down inside a well in his courtyard. 19 The man's wife put a cloth over the top of the well and scattered grain on it to dry in the sun, so no one suspected they were there. 20 When Absalom's men arrived, They asked her, "Have you seen Ahimaaz and Jonathan?" The woman replied, "They were here, but they crossed over the brook." Absalom's men looked for them without success and returned to Jerusalem. 21 Then the two men crawled out of the well and hurried on to King David. "Quick!" they told him, "cross the Jordan tonight." And they told him how Ahithophel had advised that he be captured and killed. 22 So David and all the people with him went across the Jordan River during the night, and they were all on the other bank before dawn. 23 When Ahithophel realized that his advice had not been followed, he saddled his donkey, went to his hometown, set his affairs in order, and hanged himself. He died there and was buried in the family tomb.